We're just 10 days away from my next marathon, and this will be my final video before race day. This build has been different. We've made some major changes, took a few risks, and pushed things in ways I've never done before. And today, in this final episode of the Better Together series, we're going to break it down. I want to take you through all of it. We will go over my most recent half marathon personal best, my peak week in training, and the final hard session before the taper. This is the full breakdown of what got me here. The whole series has been a reminder that training isn't just workouts, it's the people around you. Mika, my training partners, my coaches, and all of you showing up every week. You've all been a part of this in a very real way. So as I get ready to chase my next personal marathon best, I hope this episode gives you something you can take away into your own training, because at the end of the day, we all are better together. Okay guys, welcome back to this week's vlog. Last time you guys saw me, it was half marathon, post half marathon. The vibes were high, I was feeling good. Now the vibes are completely gone. All right, because what's happened since then, I had a peak week, 111 miles, most I've ever ran in a single week. And that was pretty tough on me, so I'm physically tired. I'm also mentally tired. Not mentally tired in the way that you think I'd be mentally tired. What I'm tired about is all the yapping about the marathon. Here's what we do as runners. What we do is we just yap and yap and yap. We try and go Zen mode when it becomes to marathoning. We try and be like a monk in the mountains, and we talk about the marathon like it's freaking Kris Kringle out here or the elusive Bigfoot. And we overthink it, and we overanalyze it. We have everything planned in the most perfect way, and I'm tired of it. I do that. What happened to just running hard, training hard, and then showing up to the race and just racing? Why? Okay, basically what I'm trying to say is that was a long-winded way of me saying that I'm almost to the taper. I'm tired of talking about it, and I just want to do it, and I'm just excited to race the marathon. We have one more hard workout. That's today. We have 1 mile, 2 mile, 1 mile, 2 mile, 1 mile. We're gonna start chillish, and we're gonna get faster. That's the plan for today, and then I will be home free in the taper. I'm so excited. Let's get to the workout.
Wherever.
Michael, the hair looks nice. Yeah.
Okay, I made an outfit decision today. Short sleeve, vest, glove.
You can't tell me you're actually gonna wear that vest for workout.
Am I?
You can just chuck it at us if you don't want it.
You could have just said Michael's out here making fun of me, bro.
I'm trying to get near it.
Michael, what's your fit?
My fit today. I went for the arm sleeves that match the half tight, so it looks like kind of a continuous thing going on. Just solid blue.
Nice.
Yeah.
Squad. Let's get it. Nice job. Hey. What was the mile?
5:03 on my watch.
Nice.
5:01 on Michael's. Cruising. That was a 9:59, 2 mile. Honestly, felt kind of hard. We're supposed to get quicker. We're gonna take it a rep at a time. So.
Michael, you feel good?
Good?
I'm not gonna take 1 rep at a time. You're gonna take it 2 reps at a time?
Yeah, I'm just banging them out right now.
You big dog, though.
Three amigos.
I know. Nice job, Michael. Nice job, Jake. Nice job, Adam. Good work.
That one was a really hard one. That was the workout, as Mike would say, because apparently to him, none of that was hard before. But
Hey, that's a lot of good work that you've gotten so far. Like,
We got
this
one.
last one takes care of itself, right?
Yeah, we got 1 mile. That was a 9:45 2 mile.
Slay!
it was good.
I think someone's getting fit.
Oh my God. Yeah. I mean, dude, Michael was just making me look bad out here.
Nah, you guys are crushing.
You're running great.
I know, that's what I'm saying. If I'm saying as good as I'm looking, you're looking.
Wait, stay right there. I want to get a photo of you two with the mountains. Hey. Nice. Okay, you three run together this last one so we can get some good
Michael's
shots.
gonna go 4:10.
The swagger Adam's walking with.
He's kept the vest too.
And yeah, surprisingly.
It's a different one. I have those. Let's go! Nice job, nice job. Use this downhill. Latch on, latch on. Go work, go work, go work. Good job. We got film crew, Logan.
The Logan and Mika show.
He drove, I filmed.
Dynamic duo.
The Logan and Mika show.
Thanks for helping out, guys.
Yeah.
Last mile was 4:44. So no, these guys ran 4:37 or something like that.
Okay. Well, that's still really good. That's faster than half marathon pace.
But yeah, I mean these guys, like Jake's ran like 2:13. Michael is probably 2:13, 2:12 guy. So if I'm getting dropped by them on the last rep, like that's like pretty good company to get dropped by.
What? 2.5 weeks out from CIM?
Yeah, let me tell you guys, I was honestly like not dreading that workout, but it's just like I know it was gonna be hard and I'm ready to race, but I'm really glad that I did that workout and I did it as fast and as hard as I could do, or as hard as I did. This will probably be the last big effort. We might have another pretty tough workout next week, but this was the last like big voluminous one. Honestly, the first mile rep and the first 2 mile rep like did not feel good, and I was like, how the hell am I gonna get through this? And then I don't know, somehow some way I ended up getting faster. So that's a metaphor for life somewhere. I don't feel like explaining it, but I feel like it is. So. Okay.
Because Adam said so.
No, but hey, just want to tell you two, hey, good job today. Good job today. Hey, for kicks and giggles, off the record completely. What's your social security number? Like, what if you just like talked about it? Bro, I'm not recording right now. You guys. And before we get on to the rest of the video, I want to take some time to thank today's sponsor of this video, and that is Shox. I am currently wearing their Open Run Pro 2s. I've been wearing them for a while now. I really enjoyed them. They got an open ear design. Something that Mika and I have been doing lately is when we go on runs together, we'll put on a podcast at the same exact time. We'll listen to them, and then we're able to listen to the podcast, but also debrief about that podcast at the same time during our runs to do a little bit of shared listening. Another reason why I like the open ear design as well is because we run out on the roads a lot. And even when we're on the trails, there's cars, there's cyclists, and so it's important to be aware of your surroundings. And so having an open ear design helps with that as well. And because of the Cloud Comfort Fit, it sits on the ears and around the ears quite nicely at whatever pace I'm going. And now through December 1st, Shox is running a Black Friday sale. You can get 30% off on the Open Run Pro 2s, and we can offer you a stackable 5% off code as well. For the link in the code, as well as more information, check the description down below. I can't recommend these headphones enough. And with that being said, let's get back to the video. Okay, basically really there are 4 components of kind of a marathon that I like to think about when it comes to my own training. First of all, you have muscle fatigue, you have your aerobic capacity, you have nutrition, and then you have the mentals. So I decided we'll go through each of these categories and talk about how things have changed for me over this build in each of those categories. I feel like I struggled with 2 of these components and we're gonna save those for last. But so first one that we can go over, I guess, is the muscle fatigue. Really that is just mileage and lifting weights. This build I actually hired myself a weights coach. It's the same one that Mika uses. If you're interested in the type of stuff that I did, if you go back into each of my videos, usually I'll have like my week's worth of lifting sessions in there as well for you guys. Another way you can work on muscle fatigue is running more mileage. During my last 10 weeks of the build, I averaged 98 miles. That's with a sick week, and that's with some of my weeks in Tokyo and in Japan. Pretty good spread. On down weeks, I'd basically hit about 95-ish miles. And on my higher weeks, I'd hit 105. And then my peak week, which was last week, was 111 miles. This is the highest weekly mileage average I've had in a marathon build by just a little bit. And 111 is the highest weekly mileage I've ever hit ever. One day I do want to try and run 110s more consistently, maybe go up to 120s. For now, I'm comfortable at 95 to 105. For me, the muscle fatigue in marathon training wasn't something that I felt like I struggled with when it came to marathon race day. The next component is the aerobic capacity. That's basically just the workouts that you do that get you ready for it. Having a good blend of long aerobic stuff and then obviously some quick stuff as well. During my last marathon build, my best workout was 10 miles at 5:18 pace, and that was really hard for me. This year in that same exact workout, I was able to go about 5:07 pace for 10 miles. And honestly, it's never the long aerobic, long tempo stuff that I've struggled with. It's like the shorter, faster distances that I struggled with. This past summer, I spent a lot of time on the track running fast. I did a lot of shorter races to help with that. I mentioned before, I did a road mile in Flagstaff. I did the Des News 10K, a road 10K, and then I also did the Falmouth Road Race 7 miles as well. And in between all those, I was doing a lot of track stuff, a lot of quick speed stuff. The faster paces is something that I've struggled with for a really long time. I kind of got into like the marathon cycle and just focused on big mileage, big long runs, big long tempos, and I lost a lot of speed, it felt like. And so getting that back, getting that VO2 max zone, that 5K, that 10K pace zone was really important to me this past summer. And I feel like I did a really good job at doing that. One thing that I do want to mention here is that for all these races I did in my marathon build, Des News 10K, that was the fastest I had ever ran that 10K on that course. Same thing goes with the Falmouth Road Race. That is the fastest I ever ran on that course as well. And then obviously for the Indy Half Marathon, that's the fastest I've ever ran a half marathon ever. So I think leg speed wise, aerobic capacity wise, I'm in a really good spot, at least compared to previous marathon builds where I've stepped up to the line for. Now, these two categories are the two biggest things that I feel like I've struggled with. First one being nutrition inside the race. If you look at my marathon track record, I basically feel really good aerobically the whole entire time. And then we get to mile 20, 22, 23, and I'm just basically useless. I'm dizzy, I'm tired, I'm fatigued. All those things point to bonking, which means I probably wasn't eating enough during the marathon. That's probably the thing that I've really focused on this build a lot. Every single long run, I've been trying to take gels. Every Saturday, it was an eating contest of how many carbs could I stomach during this and still run a good long run. You've heard me say this before, but in previous marathons, I'd probably average anywhere from like 50 grams of carbs per hour. And during these long runs, I've been able to work my way up to get over 100 grams of carbs per hour. Now, I know that probably race day, there's gonna be nerves and other factors. And so try to overdo it a little bit. So that way, hopefully I maybe land around like the 80s or 90s. Anything will be better than 40 in what I've been doing in the past. And I think that'll help me feel that much better going late into the race and hopefully put off any bonking that could happen potentially. And the last pillar is kind of like the mental game of it all. I don't really know how you practice this one, and everyone's gonna be a little bit different here. For me personally, it got to the point, especially when I was trying to qualify for the Olympic trials, where I was showing up on the starting line of these marathons, basically just like shaking in my boots and not really like happy or having fun, just like super nervous, super pressure driven. You're probably always gonna feel a little bit like that. You're always gonna feel nervous on the starting line. But over the past year or so, I've been trying to like de-escalate races and not like try and make them more casual or not care, but I care just as much as I have in the past. But really what I've been focusing on is having fun and making sure that every single race is like a positive experience in some way. Because if you're used to having negative experience after negative experience in a race, it's almost like when you get in the middle of the race, you just expect a negative experience. And when it happens, you gotta say, see, I told you so, put your hands up and give up. So I feel like that takes practice. That takes like a few races to kind of like make sure you have positive experiences by setting smarter goals and that kind of stuff. I started working on this last fall. Every race that I went to, I want to make sure that I had like some really positive things to say about it. And at the end of the day, just had fun and try and not worry too much about the time or the placement. And I feel like this has kind of set me up good for this year, because every single race, yes, I'm nervous. Yes, I want to do well. But instead of like being super fearful, I ended up being more excited is kind of the best word to do it. Really, it kind of just takes practice. And I feel like I've done a really good job at diffusing these race situations and kind of just focus on like having fun and a positive experience. Because at the end of the day, we're just doing this for fun. I think that I've done a really good job at like hitting all four of these components. And it's actually really funny because at the beginning of the video, I was like, hey, why are we thinking about this so much? Let's just not think about it. Let's just run hard and then race hard as well. And you know, I'm trying to do that as well, but also having a good approach to your training at least is a good thing. So if I had to like rate this build on a scale, I'd give it like an A++. It's been a good build so far.
Hey, Okay, everybody.
Don't cut that.
Yeah. Okay, everybody, we're actually in the taper now. We just finished our actual last hard workout probably. In the video, I told them that our like 1 mile, 2 mile, 1 mile, 2 mile, 1 mile was our last hard one.
That was not the last hard one.
This is the last hard one. 8 mile tempo at marathonish pace, probably a little bit faster for me. Michael's here too.
Turkey trot is actually the last hard workout in 2 days.
Okay, turkey trot is actually the last hard workout of 2 days. Michael, what are your goals for this marathon?
My goals for this marathon?
Tell us.
You just put them all out there. I don't want to reveal my goals.
Okay, don't reveal your goals.
Let's just
I'm not
say-
gonna tell you my goals
let's
either.
just-
You know what my goal is?
What's your goal?
To to put you in the dirt. Mika's not amused.
My other goal is to hype Adam up enough that he succeeds and drops 3 or 4 minutes in his marathon PB.
Okay, let's go cool down. It's getting dark out. We did a PM workout today.
Okay, the last thing we need to talk about in this video is goals. What is my game plan for race day? I've received a lot of questions in DMs. Oh, Adam, you just ran a half marathon PB. What does that mean for the marathon? And to that, I say, we're not gonna do that. I hate when I try and like look into training too much. I try and look at individual workouts and I say, oh yeah, I think I can run that time. So we're not doing that this go around. But that being said, you know, if we were to do it, we would look at the fact that, yeah, I got a nice little PB in the half marathon, minute 40-ish seconds. So it's not crazy to think that I could maybe walk away with a PB in the full marathon, especially considering the fact that I've always been better track record-wise with the full marathon than the half marathon. But we're not gonna look into it, we're not gonna think about it. Usually I like to set my goals at the end of marathon builds just because you never know how the build is gonna go. And so we're here, it is time to look at the goal. I'm sure some of you guys can guess it. I'm sure some of you guys have assumed it, but a lot of people are probably thinking, oh, you're going for the OTQ. For those of you who don't know, that's the Olympic Trials standard. And if you assumed that that was my goal, you would be correct-ish. Now, I do want to say here, while that is a goal of what I'm trying to hit, that is not the goal. I don't know if you guys noticed, but I haven't talked about that too much as that being the main goal. And that's just because last go around, I felt like I was talking so much about it and I got tired of talking about it and I just kind of want to do it. Lame and as cheesy as it sounds, I want to run my best marathon on the day. I've kind of been through a little bit this past year. I've been humbled, all that kind of stuff. You guys know the story, you know the sob story, but really, I just feel like I'm in a good spot health-wise. I feel like also my training is translating into fitness and I'm able to kind of show that fitness on race day. But in all reality, I just want to go out there and try my best and have fun doing it. Now, if you're looking for more of a simple, straightforward answer, I do think I'm in the best marathon shape I've ever been in. I'm in much better shape than I was last year when I ran in 2:20 in Valencia, and I'm in much better shape than when I ran my 2:18 at CIM. How much better shape am I in? Who knows? We'll find that out on race day. I think this go around, I'd like to go out at 67:30 pace. That's 2:15 flat pace, and then try and hold on and grit my teeth. I think I'm in really good shape, and I think that going out at 67:30 isn't a crazy thing to do. Being said, I do prioritize number in the group. So if there's no group going at that pace, then I will go out with the 2:16 pace. Now, since this is my last video before the marathon, we got a couple things I want to say. First of all, if you're gonna be in Sacramento during that time, I'm doing a shakeout run the day before the race. Keep an eye out on my Instagram stories for the details of the time and location. Secondly, we are at 97,000 subscribers. The goal is to get to 100K by the end of the year. So be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. I do have something planned for you guys once we hit 100K, or maybe a little bit before that. But if you have any ideas on ways that we can celebrate that here on the channel, comment that down below, leave a comment, and I'll work on getting that done. And lastly, this is the final episode of the Better Together series. Getting a little cheesy here, but I started the series because out of all the marathons I've been in, I realized that it takes a village to get to the starting line of a marathon. And if you want a village, you have to be a villager. You guys, you're a part of my village. And so I hope that these videos helped you in some type of way. And if not, I hope it entertained you in some type of way. But I really appreciate you. And I would not be where I am without your support. So thanks for watching. Cue cheesy montage.
I know sometimes life can be tough, and you feel like you just had enough. When you're thinking everything is gone wrong, just remember that I'm here to cheer